Sri Lanka, where you can enjoy a quiet cup of tea in a peaceful hill town, and then hike to dramatic coastal views, all within just a few hours. Overview. If you look at the map, Sri Lanka resembles a small teardrop lying just off the coast of India, yet despite its modest size, the island boasts a history spanning more than 2,500 years. This is the birthplace of cinnamon, a spice that was traded around the world as early as 2,000 years ago. Today, the country is perhaps better known for Ceylon tea, one of the finest export teas in the world. Sri Lanka's national flag is also quite unique. It is one of the oldest flags still in use, carrying symbols that represent national unity. Beyond tea, the island is famous for its gemstones, especially sapphires. In terms of spiritual and cultural life, cricket is the most beloved sport. While religion is remarkably diverse, Buddhism, Hinduism, Islam, and Christianity coexist in relative harmony. At present, Sri Lanka is home to 8 UNESCO World Heritage Sites, with a tropical climate shaped by 2 monsoon seasons. It is a destination where natural beauty blends seamlessly with deep cultural heritage. Fun facts. Sri Lanka has quite a few customs and unspoken rules that can be confusing if you're visiting for the first time. The first is the way people shake their heads. In many places, shaking your head means no, but in Sri Lanka, a gentle side-to-side head wobble often means yes or I understand. So, if you ask for help and see someone smile and lightly shake their head, don't worry, it's simply a polite way of agreeing. At local eateries, you'll often notice a bowl of water already placed on the table. Don't drink it. It's meant for washing your hands before and after the meal, as Sri Lankans believe eating with your hands makes food taste better and aids digestion. Traditionally, you should use your right hand when eating, as it is considered a sign of respect. This rule also applies when giving money or presenting gifts using your right hand, or both hands, is seen as more polite. Sounds interesting, doesn't it? What do you think about eating with your hands like this? One particularly charming detail is the way people address each other. Drivers may call themselves uncle, and shopkeepers might ask you to call them auntie. Even with strangers, people tend to treat one another like family, creating a warm, welcoming, and very friendly atmosphere. The people. Sri Lankans are often slender and agile, with sun-kissed skin typical of an island nation. At first glance, they may seem gentle and soft-spoken, yet beneath that calm exterior lies remarkable resilience. In family life, great importance is placed on respecting elders and maintaining close ties with neighbors in the wider community. As you travel into the highland regions, you'll easily come across Tamil women working on the tea plantations. They are descendants of Indian laborers who arrived generations ago. Their work is extremely demanding, requiring constant and skillful handpicking of tea leaves, yet they always greet visitors with warm, gentle smiles, whether dressed in traditional saris or simple work clothes. They embody a quiet strength and a beauty that is uniquely their own. If you've heard this, type number 1 below so I know you're following along. Respect the culture. Sri Lanka is a fairly traditional society that places great importance on long-standing values. The people are extremely hospitable, especially when they see visitors showing genuine interest in and respect for local customs. One unbreakable rule is that when entering temples or any place of worship, you must remove your shoes. Clothing should also be modest, covering the shoulders and knees for both men and women. A useful tip is to carry a sarong with you. It's lightweight and can quickly be wrapped into a long skirt if you happen to be wearing shorts and decide to visit a temple. White or light-colored clothing is also preferred by locals when attending religious sites. There is one particularly important thing to remember. Never turn your back to a Buddha statue when taking photos, as this is considered highly disrespectful. Always face the statue and maintain a calm, respectful demeanor. By paying attention to just a few small things, your journey will be much smoother and you'll earn far more goodwill from the locals along the way. I hope you enjoyed these videos as much as we enjoyed making them. Welcome, everyone! Transportation. Getting around Sri Lanka can sometimes feel like a real adventure. Tuk-tuks are the most common form of transport and are extremely convenient for short distances. One useful tip if you're not booking through an app: always agree on the fare with the driver before getting in to avoid any awkwardness when it's time to pay. Sri Lanka's trains also are world famous, especially the Yala route. known for its breathtaking mountain scenery. Second and third class carriages are often the best choices because the windows and doors are usually open, allowing you to breathe in the fresh air and enjoy unobstructed views. First class carriages, while air conditioned, have closed doors and windows, which can take away some of the charm of the journey. Keep in mind that trains tend to be very crowded on weekends. Traveling on weekdays makes it easier to find a window seat. Recently, sitting at the open doorway to take photos has become a popular trend. But be careful. The train can sway quite a bit, and safety should always come first. Buses are incredibly cheap and reach almost every corner of the island. However, they drive fast and are often overcrowded. If you enjoy a bit of adrenaline, it's an experience worth trying. But if you're in a hurry or carrying bulky luggage, you may want to think twice if you're traveling in a larger group or simply want the most comfortable option. Hiring a private car with a driver is the most practical way to stay flexible and in control of your schedule. Colombo. Colombo is a modern city that still preserves a sense of nostalgia through its colonial-era buildings. One of the favorite gathering spots for both locals and visitors is Galle Fort Green. This long seaside park is where people come to enjoy the sea breeze, fly kites, or simply watch the sunset over the Indian Ocean. The atmosphere here is always lively, full of energy, and deeply rooted in everyday local life. If you're looking for a different perspective, faster paced and more chaotic, head to Peta Market. This is the busiest market in the city, where tightly packed stalls sell everything from clothing and electronics to spices and food. Peta truly feels like a vibrant maze of colors and sounds. Sigiriya Rock Fortress. Nestled in the Central Highlands, Sigiriya is a massive rock rising nearly 660 feet above the surrounding jungle. More than just a UNESCO World Heritage Site, it is considered one of Asia's most striking destinations, where raw nature blends seamlessly with ancient legends. Sigiriya was once the capital of King Kashyapa. For protection, the king transformed this towering rock into a fortified citadel, complete with moats, royal gardens, and narrow pathways carved directly into the rock face. One feature that continues to amaze scientists is its ancient hydraulic system during the rainy season. Fountains powered entirely by natural water pressure still function today. More than 500 years later, reaching the summit is no easy task. You'll climb steep stone steps and spiral staircases along the way. Mid-journey, you'll pass the famous Cloud Maidens frescoes, whose vibrant colors have remarkably survived for centuries. And once you reach the top, every bit of exhaustion fades as you take in sweeping views of lush green plains stretching endlessly into the distance. It's truly a view that makes every step worth it. Nuwara Eliya. Often called Little England, Nuwara Eliya sits high in Sri Lanka's Central Highlands, where the air is cool, crisp, and refreshing, a stark contrast to the humid heat of the lowlands. The landscape here is blanketed by endless rolling tea hills, lush and vividly green. This region is the very heart of Sri Lanka's tea industry. You'll frequently see women tea pluckers dressed in colorful clothing, skillfully handpicking only the youngest tea leaves using traditional methods. A visit to Pedro Tea Estate, a colonial-era tea factory, offers a close-up look at the production process, followed by a cup of hot tea enjoyed right in the middle of misty tea plantations. If you're feeling a bit indulgent, try to seek out virgin white tea. This exceptionally rare and expensive tea is harvested using golden scissors and never touched by bare hands, ensuring absolute purity. The town still carries a strong British influence, with Tudor-style buildings, a Victorian-era post office, and one of the oldest golf courses in Asia. Nearby, Gregory Lake often appears dreamlike in the early morning mist. A little farther away lies Horton Plains National Park, home to the famous World's End Cliff where the land seems to drop away abruptly beneath your feet, creating a truly breathtaking view. Standing in front of this cliff, how would you feel? Scared or excited? Let me know what you think. Adam's Peak. Few places in the world are revered by so many different religions in the same way Adam's Peak is. This sacred mountain is famous for a footprint found right at its summit. What makes it especially fascinating is that each religion has its own interpretation. Buddhists believe it is the footprint of the Buddha. Hindus consider it the footprint of Lord Shiva. while Christians and Muslims believe it marks the first step taken by Adam after leaving paradise. Because of this, Adam's Peak has become a powerful symbol of religious harmony. To reach the sacred footprint, you must climb thousands of stone steps in the cold of the night. The journey usually begins around midnight. From a distance, the long line of pilgrims ascending the mountain, headlamps glowing, looks like a shimmering ribbon of light winding through the darkness. After hours of steady climbing, the greatest reward is the moment of sunrise at the summit. As the first rays of sunlight pierce through the sea of clouds below, an unexpected sense of peace settles in. It's not just the achievement of conquering a mountain, but a profound feeling of connection to faith and to nature itself. And Eliya, sitting at an elevation of over 3,280 feet above sea level, Ella feels like a peaceful stopover tucked away in the mountains. Its most iconic feature is the Ella Gap, a vast opening between mountain ridges that offers sweeping views all the way down to the coastal plains. If you've ever seen photos of Sri Lanka online, chances are you'll recognize the Nine-Arch Bridge. Completed in 1921, this remarkable structure is built entirely of stone and brick, without a single piece of steel at the time. Construction materials were scarce after the war, yet the bridge has stood strong for more than a century, welcoming passing trains each day and symbolizing the craftsmanship of local builders. Beyond the famous bridge, Ella also draws adventurous travelers with attractions like the Ravana cave system and its dramatic waterfalls. These sites are closely linked to the ancient Ramayana legend of the Demon King and the abducted princess. Many believe that beneath the ground lies a hidden network of tunnels running through the sheer limestone cliffs. If you enjoy hiking, climbing, and timeless myths, Ella is sure to leave a lasting impression. Yala National Park. If you love wildlife, Yala is a destination you simply can't miss. Located in the southeastern part of the island, it is Sri Lanka's most famous national park and is known for having the highest density of leopards in the world. A visit to Yala feels very much like a real-life safari. You'll ride in specially designed jeeps, rumbling along rough dirt tracks through a landscape that shifts between grasslands, wetlands, and dense scrub. Spotting a leopard can be challenging and requires a bit of luck, but you're almost guaranteed to see Asian elephants wandering slowly by, along with hundreds of brightly colored bird species. The most thrilling moments come when the entire jeep falls silent, everyone holding their breath, waiting for the slightest movement in the bushes as wild animals suddenly emerge. There's also an interesting detail about elephants in Sri Lanka. Their population has declined from around 9,000 in the past to about 5,000 today. To help manage and protect them, some registered elephants even have their own identification cards, and listing details such as age, ownership, and health status. It's a unique approach that reflects how locals strive to safeguard this iconic species. Arugam Bay. Arugam Bay sits in a remote corner of Sri Lanka's eastern coast, far removed from the usual tourist routes. Getting here means traveling through dry, rugged landscapes, where the scenery gradually shifts from lush green forest to the golden hues of the coastal plains. What truly sets this bay apart is its weather. While the west and south of the island often experience rain, the eastern coastline enjoys constant sunshine and steady winds, creating ideal conditions for surfing. This is why Arugam Bay consistently ranks among the world's top surf destinations. Professional surfers tend to gather at Main Point, while beginners can practice at Whiskey Point, where the waves are gentler and more forgiving. Life here revolves around the ocean. It's common to see tuk-tuks cruising along the coastal road with surfboards strapped to the side. But Arugam is more than just waves. Located close to a national park, it's not unusual to spot wild elephants crossing the road at sunset. For a quieter experience, you can paddle through Potaville Lagoon, watching crocodiles and waterbirds among the mangroves. With no luxury resorts or flashy nightlife, Arugam Bay charms visitors through its simplicity, mornings spent watching fishermen at work, afternoons riding the waves, and evenings enjoying freshly grilled seafood right on the beach under a sky full of stars. Here, time seems to move to the rhythm of the waves rather than the ticking of a clock. Mirissa Beach. Located along Sri Lanka's southern coast, Mirissa has evolved from a quiet fishing village into a lively tropical destination without losing its unique charm. The crescent-shaped beach stretches for about 0.6 miles, shaded by tall coconut palms leaning over golden sand. One of the most popular photo spots here is Parrot Rock, a small rocky outcrop just offshore that you can climb for panoramic views of the coastline at sunset. But the real reason many travelers come to Mirissa is for blue whale watching, from November through April. These waters become a migration route for the largest animals on Earth. If you're looking for something more secluded, follow the narrow forest paths to Secret Beach, a hidden cove with crystal clear water and natural pools formed by rocky outcrops. During the day, you can try surfing or enjoy a refreshing swim. As night falls, the beachfront comes alive with the warm glow of lanterns from small beach bars, while local fishermen continue the traditional practice of stilt fishing at dawn and dusk, an iconic scene that adds to Mirissa's timeless coastal atmosphere. The Stilt Fishermen. Along the southern coastline, near the areas of Kogala and Ahangama, you'll come across a scene that looks like it belongs in an art photograph. Slender wooden poles are driven straight into the blue sea, and perched on top of them are fishermen, sitting motionless above the rolling waves. Have you ever wondered how they manage to keep their balance for hours at a time? The secret lies in the ridapana, a sturdy wooden pole firmly anchored into the coral reef, with a small horizontal bar just wide enough to sit on. They use no boats, no engines, and no nets. Only patience and complete stillness. Even a sudden movement or a passing shadow can be enough to scare the fish away. This fishing method dates back to World War II, when food shortages and a lack of boats forced poor coastal communities to invent new ways of fishing. Each stilt position usually belongs to a specific family, and the skills are passed down from father to son through generations. Today, however, the reality is that fish stocks close to shore have declined significantly. As a result, many fishermen now mainly perform for tourists, allowing photos in exchange for tips. The best time to see them is at sunrise or sunset, when the sky turns shades of gold and purple, and the silhouettes of the fishermen are reflected against the sea, creating a scene that is both striking and deeply tranquil. Galle Fort. Located along Sri Lanka's southwestern coast, Galle Fort is one of the best preserved historic fortresses in South Asia. It was first built by the Portuguese and later reinforced by the Dutch with thick stone ramparts, structures that have helped the fort endure for centuries, even surviving major historical tsunamis. Stepping inside the fort feels like entering a small European town. Former colonial buildings have been transformed into souvenir shops, cozy cafes, and art galleries, lining charming narrow streets. One highlight not to be missed is the pristine white lighthouse at the southern tip, overlooking a harbor that was once a major trading hub. You should also visit the Dutch Reformed Church, where the floor is paved with old tombstones taken from historic cemeteries. The most memorable moment comes in the late afternoon. Walking along the massive ramparts, fishing boats drift in the distance, while just below, on the grassy strip beside the walls, local youths are absorbed in a game of cricket. Built from coral and limestone, these walls are not only a historic monument but also a protective shield for the soul of this ancient city. The cuisine. Sri Lankan cuisine is a flavorful journey through spices and coconut milk. A breakfast or late-night dish you absolutely have to try is an egg hopper. Made from rice flour and coconut milk, it's cooked in a small, deep pan to form a bowl-like shape. The edges are thin and crispy, while the center stays soft and fluffy, often topped with a gently cooked egg. Paired with spicy sambal chili sauce, it's seriously addictive. Another street food classic you can't miss is kotu roti. You'll hear it before you see it. The unmistakable clack-clack sound of vendors chopping roti, vegetables, and meat with metal blades right on a sizzling griddle. The rhythm feels like street music echoing through cities like Colombo or Kandy. A quick warning: Sri Lankan food is extremely spicy, if you don't ask in advance. Even seasoned spice lovers might be in tears after the first bite. Some local restaurants even serve free ice cream after meals to help cool down the intense heat from all those spices. Being an island nation, Sri Lanka is blessed with incredibly fresh seafood. If you're up for a splurge, visit Ministry of Crab in Colombo to try massive crabs weighing over 4 pounds each. For something more casual, family-run eateries in hill towns like Yala serve surprisingly affordable dishes like shrimp curry or squid curry. enjoyed with plain white rice. Coconut milk is everywhere from pumpkin curry to lentil dishes. And don't forget to try coconut rice. Fragrant and comforting. A simple yet refined dish that's easy to fall in love with and hard to forget. The festivals. In Sri Lanka, festivals are the moments when the boundary between everyday life and the spiritual world feels at its thinnest. The most unforgettable of them all is Asala Perahera in Kandy, held every August. Imagine the streets erupting with the thunder of drums. In the darkness of night, more than 100 massive elephants slowly emerge, each draped in gold-embroidered cloths, glittering with thousands of tiny lights. Leading the procession is the most honored elephant of all, carrying a sacred casket said to contain the Buddha's tooth relic. The nation's most revered treasure. Surrounding it are fire dancers and whipcrackers, believed to drive away evil spirits, creating a scene that feels both mystical and overwhelming. If Asala Perahera captivates you with its beauty, the Tamil Vel festival of the Hindu community evokes a completely different feeling, one that is intense, unsettling, and deeply powerful. During the Kavadi Adam ritual, devotees enter a trance-like state, piercing metal skewers through their cheeks or tongues, or attaching hooks to their skin to pull heavy structures behind them. Strangely, there is little to no blood, and their faces remain eerily calm. In that moment, you begin to understand how far faith can push the limits of human endurance. And if you visit in April, you'll experience the traditional New Year, Aluth Avaruda. There is no countdown to midnight here. The exact moment of the New Year is determined by astrologers. Between the old year and the new lies a sacred period called Nanagatha, when all work stops. Cooking fires are extinguished, and the entire country falls into a quiet pause, waiting for cosmic balance to be restored. Only when the new fire is lit does the nation seem to exhale and begin celebrating. That is Sri Lanka, where festivals are not just spectacles to be watched, but experiences that leave travelers reflecting on the profound power of belief. Sri Lanka is not just a destination on the map. It is a journey through time, culture, and breathtaking nature. From the misty mountains of Nuwara Eliya to the untouched beaches of Arugam Bay, from the ancient rock fortress of Sigiriya to the iconic Stilt Fishermen. Every corner of this island tells its own story. What makes Sri Lanka truly special isn't just its UNESCO heritage sites or spectacular landscapes, it's the people, the warm smiles of the locals, the way they welcome travelers like family, and the remarkable harmony between religions and cultures. This is a place where you can climb a sacred mountain at midnight alongside thousands of pilgrims. Enjoy a cup of tea in a misty plantation, and then surf at sunset all within just a few days. Sri Lanka is not a place you simply visit and leave behind. It stays with you in the rich, spicy flavors of its curries, in the echoing drums of the Perahera festival, and in the gentle eyes of the tea-picking women in the highlands. So, after watching this video, how do you feel about Sri Lanka? What impressed you the most? Was it the Sigiriya fortress? The unique food culture? Or simply the people? Comment below and share your thoughts. I'd love to read your impressions. If this video made you fall even more in love with Sri Lanka and inspired you to explore other amazing destinations around the world, don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you won't miss our upcoming journeys. And don't forget to share this video with the friend you'd love to explore Sri Lanka with. See you in the next video where we'll discover another mysterious and fascinating land together. Goodbye for now, and see you soon.